A forest stewardship plan has to address wildlife species, has to address cultural resources, aesthetics, soils, water quality, all these things that just a plain old forestry plan would not be required to meet. The primary goal is to provide for the sustainability of the forest. So the state won't approve your plan if you don't have a clear direction that you are providing for the sustainability of your forest. From a forest health perspective, when you have a 70 to 100-year-old forest, a lot of it looks like that, where you have a high stem density. There's a lot of trees crowding each other for resources right now, and there's not a lot of sunlight reaching the forest floor. But if you go in there, there's not a lot of regeneration happening because there are only certain species that could regenerate under the canopy like that, under limited light. So this picture's been floating around the internet. The opposition has used this to kind of portray that we're, damaging the landscape here, because they took the picture right after it was cut that first year, before the trees had even leafed out. But this has had phenomenal response. By being able to do the cutting, we're adding a lot of diversity in plant species. So we have tulip poplar, sumac, aspen, all things that are pretty important for resiliency and biodiversity. But things like aspen are so intolerant of being shaded. If we allowed all our forests to grow to that kind of climax state that we were talking about earlier, we would effectively lose aspen and sumac on the landscape. They would go pretty much by the wayside.
But we're also at a time right now where it's critical, especially in this state, to evaluate your resources through plans. Get those inventories, find out what you have, find out what the threats are, because those threats change all the time. And then you can start planning when you have that data for long-term sustainability and health. That's what forest stewardship plans are.